And it's Ken Kraetzer for Sons of American Legion Radio. We're in Indianapolis, Indiana at the American Legion National Conference. Today is the National American Legion Press Association Luncheon. Exciting opportunity for us to visit with colleagues from across the country. There's going to be an award program, one very special one, named for a good friend of ours from New York, Robert Morrell, for a number of categories. And so we're very pleased to be here in Indianapolis, Indiana for the National American Legion Press Association. It should be a terrific event. We'll go live, watch on Sons of American Legion Radio on Facebook.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, or afternoon. I'd like to thank all of you for taking time out of your day to come here and having a great lunch. And I also want to thank all of the national staff, as well as Jeff for supporting us in this year. And we do have some awards to give out, so without further ado, I'd like to, before I do that, I'd like to, all the past National American Legion Press Association presidents, please stand and be recognized. Thank you.
The purpose of the National American Legion Press Association shall be to foster publications and advance the standards and practices of communication within all levels of the American Legion family. We're doing our very best, and we have a lot more work to do to ensure that the family stays together and communicates together, as we've all heard in a variety of different ways. Today we're here to basically present to you a list of the family members that have provided us the opportunity to recognize them for their achievements. We're going to first, before we get right into that, we have to take care of a couple things that are important to every single one of us. We're going to start off here with, it's unique. We're in the city of Indianapolis, Indiana. Many of you have been here before. How many have been here? How many is the first time that's ever been here? Raise your hands. Okay. I hope you love this city because it's been a great place. Continues to be a great place. And our headquarters is not far away from here in Pennsylvania. Matter of fact, if you were in the parade yesterday, you'll walk right past it. So I'd like to go ahead and bring up our current sponsor, Visit Indy. So can I have the Visit Indy team come up here and say a few words.
Hello, welcome to Indianapolis. Thank you for celebrating your centennial year here in Indy. We are proud that American Legion calls Indy home. And we're proud to showcase American Legion Mall, which you all probably saw yesterday at the parade. And we love showing off our city's patriotic spirit to our visitors. Last year at this luncheon, if you were here, you heard me spoke about Hoosier hospitality. I hope you all are experiencing that this week. We wish you the best of luck at the convention and look forward to your return in Indy. Thank you.
Can't let them run away like that. No way. All the award winners that are here, raise your hands. And you're representing the award winner that's basically here. If it wasn't for these people back here, they're the ones that sponsored this luncheon. For most folks, that everybody that won, they're the ones that sponsored. So give them a good round of applause. Special Association Award to Visit Indy. In recognition and sincere appreciation, that's okay, I'll catch up to you, of your generous sponsorship for the 2019 Media Awards Program of the National American Legion Press Association. Signed on my behalf, Steve Sugar is your Executive Director, and Michael Patty, President. Thank you very much, Visit Indy. All right. Everybody wants to know where we're going next year. Where's that Louisville team? Louisville, would you please come up? Bring the whole team up, Mr. Clover.
Good afternoon. I'm Cleo Battle. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Louisville Tourism. And I've got Becca and Brad with me, and they've been with you all week. First, let me say congratulations on your 100th anniversary. That is just awesome. I'm honored to be here and to welcome you to Louisville for next year. I'm also honored to be here for another reason, because my brother, sister, and father all served in this country in the Army. So, I was the black sheep of the family. I went to college and went into the corporate world. I think my father still wondered for years where he went wrong with me. But it is what it is. So the American Legion was last in Louisville in 2009, and your leadership elected to delay coming to Louisville till we expanded and renovated our convention center, which opened last year, 2018. It's a beautiful facility, state of the art. We're very excited about it. We're going to have you all in there. Some other changes since you were there in 2009, we've added about 6,000 hotel rooms. So Louisville has really grown since 2009. Those of you who may or may not be familiar, there's a little thing called bourbon in the state of Kentucky. Now, bourbon used to be mainly on the outskirts of Louisville, but now we have these micro bourbon distilleries in downtown Louisville. So if you've ever been to Sonoma or Napa, it's similar to going to do a tour there where you get tastings, you do a tour, you get some history, and you can buy some products. So we've got about 10 of those in downtown Louisville, so that should be fun. Bourbon's not an all-day drink, though. I try to tell people that. People seem to think you can drink it all day, and it's not an all-day drink. I'm sure the bourbon folks will not like me saying that. The other thing I wanted to tell you is since 2009 as well, Louisville, at that time, we probably had a little under 10 million folks who would come to visit Louisville every year to visit. Now we've got well over 16 million folks annually that come to visit Louisville. So it's really grown. Some of the experts, and some of my final comments here, because I can feel, come on. A couple last things I'll say. Some of the experts, USA Today, Best Weekend Getaways for Families in the U.S. in 2019, Southern Living, the South's Best Food Cities in 2019, TripAdvisor, Top 20 Places to Visit in the U.S. in 2019, and Garden Gun Magazine, the South's Best New Bars in 2019. So, we're excited for you to see our new city. For those of you, how many of you were there in 2009? All right, you're going to see a new city. Excited to have you. Thank you. I hope the rest of your week in Indianapolis goes well. Thank you.
All right. God is my witness. Remember what he said about family?
Right.
Brother, sister, whatever, father served. His father served in the Army.
Right.
He is not a member of the American Legion family. Here's a Sons of American Legion application. Thank you very much for being here. I look forward to seeing you next year. All right. Never pass up an opportunity, folks. Hoorah. Okay, here we go. Present. Yeah, I think we'll go that route. We got a special individual up here on stage with us. Bump it a little bit. And then we'll get right into the awards. The gentleman that sits before you, to my left, to your right, is the director of the American Legion Media and Communications Division here in Indianapolis, Indiana. He was born on December 8th. A 36-year career in editing, publishing, and the ever-evolving business of media has led to management of the nation's largest publication for veterans, the American Legion magazine, and a fast-growing digital media program that includes web, mobile, social, and e-newsletter channels, as well as outside media outreach. March 2015 added direct mail membership support services and new corporate relationships. In the span of 6 years, the division has expanded from just 4 media products to 8 media lines of more than 50 cross-market products, from the best read magazine in the nation to a mobile app to help veterans file their benefit claims, to a social media following that exceeds more than 100,000 followers. Along with a range of print and digital media, along with the direct mail marketing, the 50 staff members division under his care has passionately undertaken many and other unique challenges, including planning and the fulfillment of the American Legion's 100th anniversary commemoration, development of new membership recruiting media, television marketing, strategic alliances, and ongoing overhaul of the organization's portfolio of brochures, documents, and online tools. A commitment to strategic planning, monetization of new initiatives, and collegially among staff has helped the division achieve performance goals above and beyond expectation year after year. This gentleman has done a lot. He's been an editor, a publisher, a sports editor, a news editor. Anybody here from Montana? There's one. He's from Montana. Special sections editor, photojournalist, instructor. He's got a BS from Idaho, MS from Oregon in journalism. He's freelance articles, a writer, owned his own company, and it goes on and on and on. The man is unique in experience. He's provided so much support over the time period. I would like very much for you to hear from our guest of honor, Mr. Jeff Stover.
Big intention here is to not take up too much time at the podium, but after that introduction, I think I may not go as long as that one. But I do want to say this. It wasn't that long ago, Pat Warfield will remember this, and Henry will too, but it wasn't that long ago, maybe 5 years ago, when the Public Relations Division and Commission merged with what became Media and Communications. We've gone through a tremendous number of evolutions since then, and one of the things that we got via this merger was the NALPA program. It was previously managed under the Public Relations Division, and when that merged with us, we became the overseers of that relationship. And at that time, we did a survey, and we got a lot of pretty astounding results. But one of them was most of the people who were in NALPA didn't really fully understand what the value was and what they were supposed to be doing with it and how they were supposed to move forward with it. We put a lot of effort into, first step was write a strategic plan for the future of NALPA. What would it be? How could we better engage the ambassadors of our brand all across the country? And it's so important that they have quality materials and they know where to turn to and how to use them properly. And I have to commend my staff, and I've got 3 of my staff members here. Henry Howard, you know Henry, I think. Yeah. He's been just a vital helper and just a facilitator of the growth and improvement of NALPA. Julie Campbell, who is my administrative assistant, she works with it. And Chris Elliott, you guys. These guys do such great work on behalf of you. I don't know that there was ever really that kind of staff triangulation around the NALPA program before that, but we've kind of created a sense of passion about getting you the information that you need and want to deliver the message, because you guys are brand ambassadors at the local level, the state level, and all of that equals national level. It was a great honor when I first walked in this morning and Henry introduced me to Sarah Lee, who's seated back here. Sarah is on the cover of our September American Legion magazine. If you haven't read that article, I strongly encourage you to do so, because it is a very, very meaningful article about her story, which is poignant enough, but there's a side element to that article that I want you guys to understand fully, and that is the power of social media and the power of digital media. And I will leave it at that and hope that you get into the magazine and read that September magazine and find out what happened when this young lady, who is a post 9/11 veteran, began a big bike ride that went from coast to coast, and it got a little bit viral on social media, right? And she's a blogger, and she communicates. So and I say this, that's a great message in itself, but here's the deal. I've mentioned this before at membership post activities committee meetings and district commanders meetings, that one great avenue for the American Legion to use to engage with the post 9/11 generation of veterans is to assemble a group of post 9/11 generation veterans to participate and lead the redevelopment of this evolving media environment. Media has evolved so much. I think Steve mentioned that when I first became director, we had 4 media products. Now we have 8 lines of media. We have over 60 channels of media that we use, from print to digital to apps. You know, we do everything from an annual report to an intraday tweeting program. So as this evolves, and I'll tell you what, I'm no spring chicken. And I do not have an Instagram account. I don't know all of these details, but I'll bet Sarah has an Instagram account, right? And I bet, and there's a lot of the younger veterans are communicating using these other channels. I think it would be a really smart idea for every department to assemble a blue ribbon post 9/11 generation committee of young veterans to participate in their media programs, if not lead them altogether or provide guidance, because that is the direction this organization has to better engage the younger veterans, using the channels through which they like to communicate and saying things in the way that they like to communicate. That said, we also have great need to continue to drive forward our print products and our websites and our social media programs. Facebook pages are going this way, print products are going this way. We know why. Partly it's cost, but more importantly, digital media can get to the people faster, less expensively, and it can be a more effective means to activate, mobilize, and to share our brand. But with that, I am greatly honored to be a part of this organization. I just, the day before yesterday, I was shocked at my commission meeting when the National Judge Advocate walked into the door, and I thought he was going to give some talk about law, get this thing going. And instead he said, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the Legion Act and what it meant to my friend, and it was me sitting there when he handed me my Sons of the American Legion cap, because I just became eligible to be a Son of the American Legion after 19 years of working at national headquarters on my stepfather's Navy service, 1958 to 1960. So it's a great way to honor him, and it's a great way to, be a part of the family, and I'm very proud to be a part of this family. And thank you a lot.
President's Merit Award for Public Relations to Jeffrey R. Stouffer. In recognition and sincere appreciation for your devoted service as an accomplished award-winning editor, publisher, author, writer, instructor, photojournalist, mentor, and director. Presented at the 2019 National American Legion Press Association Annual Media Luncheon during the 101st National American Legion Convention in Indianapolis, Indiana, August 26, 2019. Signed by myself, Mike Petty. Congratulations once again, Jeff.
one more thing. Anyone else?
He's worked long and hard for this. We thank you very much for your support to NALPA. On behalf of NALPA, I present to you your life membership. Cards are underneath.
Oh, wow.
I know Martin keeps it.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, one more.
Thank you.
All right. Now comes the fun part. What we're all here for. He's kicked it off high tempo. Now we're going to kick it off at a higher tempo. Presentation of awards. Something that's never been done before I'm going to attempt to do. Please bear with me, because it has a lot of, people ask a lot of questions. You know, I have a category award with someone's name on it. I have no clue who that someone is. And I've had people ask, does it have to be on the award if I don't know who he is? Does it reflect anything, something important? I says, well, you know, let me start asking questions, because I only know a few of these folks. I don't know all of them. And I've asked some folks, and a lot of folks don't know who they were, heard of them, but they didn't know anything about them. So let's go right into this with what I do have. Category 1A, George W. Hooten Award. George Wesley Hooten Jr. was 89, died November 4th, 2009. A native Atlantan. Grew up in the Sylvan Hills area, attended Tech High and Georgia Tech, served the country during World War II in North Africa, Italy, and France as a B-24 gunner of the U.S. Army Air Corps. He was a 63-year member of the American Legion and a charter member of the Sons of the American Legion, and was the oldest member in the United States at that time. George was a member of American Legion Post 134 and served in local, district, state, and national leadership positions, including 28 years as the Executive Director of the National American Legion Press Association. A Master Mason of the York Rite Mason, member of the YARAB Shrine Temple. He was also commander of the Flying Fez Unit, flying burn children to Shriners Burn Centers in Cincinnati, Boston, and Galveston. A member of the Shrine Legion of Honor, Royal Order of Jesters, Boston Grotto, and a member of the Silver Wings Fraternity. Longtime member of the First Baptist Church of Decatur, where he was a deacon, alert Sunday school class, and on numerous various committees. He greeted and loved meeting people in the parking lot and carried them all over the place with his alert golf ball. I heard it was decorated pretty snazzy. Board of Directors of Claremont Oaks and Briar Cliff Oaks Retirement Centers. Board of Directors of the Decatur DeKalb YMCA, and was selected as the Metro Atlanta YMCA Volunteer of the Year. Outspoken lover of his family, church, and country, and he was a tireless advocate for veterans. That's who George Wesley Hooten was. Our first place winner, is the Nebraska Legionnaire, Department of Nebraska, Amanda Washburn. Second place. Our second place winner for category 1A is the Michigan Legionnaire, Department of Michigan, Mark Sutton, editor.
This is the guy that wins.
Our third place winner, same category as the Legion Link, Department of Florida, Carrie Colsey, editor, and receiving it on her behalf is the past department commander, Diane Boland. I always want to call her name. right, Category 1B, George W. Hooten Award. This is going to be a surprise. They've done extremely, they've hid it from this individual ever since they were notified, and I'm lucky this individual never saw it. I almost blew it a couple times. The winning hand, American Legion Auxiliary, Department of Florida, Michelle DeGennaro. It's hard keeping a secret from this lady. And her team basically did their very best to keep it quiet. Second place goes to the Hoosier Auxiliary News, American Legion Auxiliary Department of Indiana, Maria Gottlieb. Third place is the West Virginia Legionnaire, American Legion Department of West Virginia, Lois Molis, or Molis?
Lois Molis.
Is nobody here from West Virginia?
Right there.
I was actually going to say
That's what
Category 2, Emerson O. Mann Award. This was a hard character to really track. Went back in the archives and dug and dug and dug. He was a past, now for president, and he was pretty active back during his period of time. But we couldn't really track and trace much more than that. Don't know how old he was. Don't know where he hailed from. If anybody has that information, that'd be great. But a lot of folks met him when he was alive a few times. He was more conserved, reserved to himself. But he did and had a lot of unique opportunities to get back to the National American Legion Press Association and was granted the opportunity to be considered a named recipient. First place goes to the 9th District Council, American Legion Department of Illinois, Kendall Bishop. Second place for Category 2 goes to the Legion Air, Erie County, American Legion, Buffalo, New York, James Wojnarowski, editor. Category 3, Al Weinberg. Very interesting individual. I didn't want to believe where my research was going to take me, but it was something else. This individual was extremely unique. I'm going to have to go to my teleprompter. Yeah, the Al Weinberg. Al Weinberg was born in 1895, died 1971 at 75 years young. Passed away at the Wadsworth, Virginia, a VA hospital. Served in the Philippines and organized the Department of the Philippines. Became their first adjutant in 1919, first adjutant of Manila Post 1, and the past historian of the Philippines. Upon his return to the United States in 1923, he helped organize Post 254 of Los Angeles, California, and served as their post commander, thus becoming a life member. An active newsman in the Orient and California throughout his many years with the American Legion, he had a passion for being an historian, publications, and public relations, which were his passion, of course, and encouraged him to fill other positions at all levels of the organization. He was a past member of the National Public Relations Commission from 1961, serving as the vice chairman and consultant. He was also actively online with Radio Korea, KMPC AM 1540, out of Los Angeles, California. Sole surviving granddaughter heard about this award, saw it in one of the newsletters at a post in California, and was curious to know why his name was listed as an award name. Goes to Postscripts, American Legion Post 273, Madera Beach, Florida. Anthony Torregrosa, editor. Past Department Commander for Florida, Diane Bowen. Second place goes to the Reveille, American Legion Post 527, Hamburg, New York, Paul Stewart, editor. Is there anybody here from that post? Please, and I know.
I'm the county adjutant, and that's part of my county.
That'll be fine. I'm certain that his wife would appreciate it. Just to let you know, after the article that actually won, Paul passed away. And his wife was pretty, she's still kind of, but she's a very talkative lady on the telephone. And when I told her that it was selected, she would rejoice. She looks at his picture every day. And now she has something to talk to him about. Third place, the Horse or News. American Legion Horse for Post 29, Russell Wood. And on behalf of Russell Wood is
Linda Hendrick.
Linda
Hendrick.
Hendrick. Category 3B, Al Weinberg. First place goes to the Marauder, Albert E. Schwab, Post 555, Midway City, California. The Coco Estrada Lucina, editor.
Hurrah!
His wife was second place, the Post Times, American Legion Post 180, Vienna, Virginia, David Wallace. Third place, American Legion, the American Legion Post 739, Indio, California, John Ellis. Receiving it on his behalf is Jim Higuera, past national president, past national historian. Okay, moving right along. This next named award, very interesting. I'm trying to give a little history because every time I open up the books, dug through the archives, and had people come up to Indianapolis to research and looking and sending me stuff, I was in shock and awe. I don't know why we waited this long. This is what it was. The Jack R.C. Can Award. You know, the family used to live just a few blocks from Indianapolis headquarters. This is pretty interesting. I couldn't believe it when I read it. Jack R.C. Can resurrected the National American Legion Press Association in 1942 after a strong set of appeals to the National Executive Committee. After a short assignment in Washington, D.C., he returned to Indianapolis in 1950 and created the National American Legion Press Association newsletter. He attended 47 national conventions, his last in Chicago during 1972. Now, during that, right after that convention, He woke up in the middle of the night in Chicago and had an emergency meeting with some folks because he had some visions that he wanted to pass along to some individuals. In that vision, he talked about creating an American Legion family atmosphere by bringing in the auxiliary sons. He had this vision that the whole family could be doing this and communicating together. And it was passed along. And lo and behold, eventually it occurred. He served in the Army during World War I, became a sports editor for the AMAROC News, Koblenz, Germany, a daily newspaper for the Army of Occupation. A life member of Post 291 in Detroit, Michigan, and a life member of Voyager 102, 40 and 8, which he organized became their first shut-to guard in Michigan. Served as a post commander, adjutant, district adjutant, and department historian. He saved Alpha twice from an almost certain demise. Had a vision of incorporating the American Legion family. Jack R.C. King. First place goes to Cafe Dispatch, American Legion Cafe Post 384, Clare Pond. Second place, the Green Lawn Bugle, American Legion, Green Lawn Post 1244, Robert Santo, editor. Third place, the Bugle, American Legion, Merrick, Post 1282, Richard Ambrosino, editor. No one here. Anybody here? Okay. Next one's Category 5, Mary B. Howard Award. How many people here belong to the American Legion National Historian Society? Who's part of the National Historian Society? How many people? Just one? This was a remarkable lady back in the day. She had her heart in doing certain things. But what was interesting about this, I couldn't find a lot of information because she was so good at hiding it. Mary B. Howard was from Georgia, was involved in the FODPAD, Foreign Outlying Departments and Posts of the American Legion, was a reporting secretary, and belonged to the National American Legion, or the National Association of Department Historians of the American Legion. She was heavily investing time and energy within the National American Legion Press Association. That's all I was able to find. Couldn't get anything else out of it. But she was deserving, so they listed her as Category 5. So the first award in Category 5 goes to American Legion Department of Florida, Carrie Colsey, webmaster for the FloridaLegion.org website. Second place goes to the American Legion Department of Nebraska, Jennifer Sallet, webmaster for the Nebraska Legion. Accepting it on our behalf is Vicki Saborn. Third place goes to the American Legion Department of Georgia, Tommy McCullough. Category 5B. First place goes to American Legion District 22, Linda Vista, California, Chris Yates and District 22 Media Team. Second place goes to American Legion J. Hawking, Post 91, Morton, New Jersey, Amory Vaxo, webmaster. place, American Legion, Greenland Post, 1244, Greenlawn, New York, Robert Santo, Lieutenant. Our next category was extremely hard. William E. Rominger. Did not find anything. If anybody out there that you know of that might know these individuals that we're unable to find the data on, please pass it. It's lost history. We definitely need it. First place in the category 6A goes to the Relevancy and Changing Times, the American Legion Department of Minnesota, Al Zidane, editor. I know Al couldn't make it, and there was someone. Oh, here she goes. Here's the young lady that will get it there. Thank you very much. Second place goes 100 years of the American Legion volunteerism. Cafe Dispatch, American Legion Cafe, Post 384, San Francisco, California, Claire Pond. Third place, Forgotten Country, the American Legion, Herman Granados, Post 739, Indio, California, John Ellis, editor. Whereas or something on their behalf. Category 6B, first place. Student Step Up, Kentucky Monthly, Peter. I'm going to mess it up. It's fine. He said, Peter, it's fine. Editor. Stephen Best is the publisher. Peter's last name is T-R-Z-O-P. Jazak. There we go. Second place, A Special Journey, A Vicious Cycle, Cafe Dispatch, American Legion Cafe, Post 384, San Francisco, California, Nelson Blum, author. Can I please have his guest up here as well?
My article is about the end of her journey that took her 4 months and traveled across the United States, from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. So my article is only about the conclusion of the journey, but this article is about the entire journey. So please read this article here.
Thank you all so much for allowing me to speak. Thank you so much for your kind words, sir, and also Mr. Lum, and also Mr. Sang for your warm welcome at the Pacific Coast. Last year I completed a 4,000-mile self-supported cycling journey across America. I got to honor the friends I lost overseas and continue to lose to suicide, as well as speak to some of the veteran issues that are going on, particularly among my generation. And since I founded a nonprofit taking other vets out on adventures in nature, after experiencing the family that I've discovered in the American Legion, as well as the people along the way, I literally cannot wait to start honoring our fallen by living and giving. So I was in a dark place as well, and this journey fixed a lot of things for me, and I can't wait to afford opportunities like that for other veterans. So thank you all so much. It's amazing. You are a constant for my generation. You're there. You've always been there. You'll always be there. And I've been trying to speak as much as I can, especially to folks my age. Go to your Legion posts. You're already family. It's warm. You're already there. So thank you so much for existing and for being exactly who you are. It was a pleasure to meet you all. So I'm not in any hurry if you'd like to talk. I would be honored.
Wow, how do you get beyond that one?
Oh my, stop it.
All right, third place goes to Membership Matters, Cafe Dispatch, American Legion Cafe Post 384, San Francisco, California, Helen Wong, author.
Yeah.
Category 6C. First place goes, join the American Legion Auxiliary to celebrate Veterans Day. This was a letter to Jesse Jones, editor of the Eagle Post, Jane McKnight, editor. Okay, the next category, category 7, is our only living recipient at the current time. Is Mr. Bob Morell in the house?
He's got past man there.
Aye, correct. I thought he might have snuck out, but he snuck back in again. You know, he kind of scratched his head when I asked him, I said, why did they assign you, give you the opportunity to name your name? He says, got me. They just kind of told me, hey, you want to put your name on something? He says, okay. Bob joined the American Legion through Post 99. I'm probably going to say this one, Yerkes Couchman Kettle, Post 99. In 1970, served as Adjutant Finance Officer, Post Commander 76, was honored as Postman of the Year. In 2003, he was awarded honorary life membership for his, and then paid up life membership. Currently belongs to Poutriel, Warren Air Post 942, is also a member of the Sons of American Legion Squadron 1830. Very colorful background of service that he's provided. Big thing here, he serves on the National Economic Commission, Veterans Planning Coordinating Committee, Policy Coordination Action Group, and goes on. National Internal Affairs Commission, member of the National Commanders Advisory Committee, was president of the National American Legion Press Association, president of the Past Departments Club. He did a lot of unique traveling for the American Legion over the years and has been a delegate to all but 2 of the national conventions since 1980. It's pretty unique. He served as the national chairman of the Public Relations Commission, now known as the Media and Communications Commission, for 17 years. And for a number of years, he did his best to cement and forge that relationship between media communications and the Press Association, and worked diligently to do it until he finally said it's time to go home. So this is the only named award. We're very proud to have that on his behalf. And so let's get right into this. And there's a lot of awards on his behalf. Facebook departments. First place, American Legion Department of Indiana, Timothy Rose, administrator. I informed him that he was an award winner. He couldn't, he was so ecstatic on the phone, he hung it up 3 times, you know. Second place, American Legion Department of Florida, Gary Colts, the administrator. Third place, American Legion Department of Michigan, Mark Sutton, administrator. Now go into the Twitter accounts. Department, first is for American Legion Department of Indiana. Second place goes to the American Legion Department of Virginia. Jason Feimster, administrator. Okay, David Wallace will accept on his behalf.
Harriet number, certain things we can
Instagram Department. American Legion Department of Virginia, Jason Meinstrom, Administrator. Is it? Instagram just now. For the department. Just the department. Bear with us. That one got away from me? No way. Okay. We will fix it. Category 7B, Facebook districts. First place should be American Legion District 22 in La Vista, California. Chris Yates in District 23 Media. Second place goes to American Legion District 6, Nebraska. Vicki Saborn. Third place goes to American Legion District 13, Ohio. Kurt White, Administrator. Facebook posts. First place, American Legion Post 273, Madeira Beach, Florida. Anthony Dorabrosa, Administrator. David Wallace, come back up here. We discovered the Instagram. It was hiding. American Legion Department of Virginia, Jason Kleinmeister. Facebook post, second place, American Legion Horse, post 29, Marietta, Jordan, Russell Wood. Third place. Don't worry, by the time he comes up here, you'll be sitting down and drinking coffee. Okay. American Legion Post 180, Indiana, Virginia. Jason Feinster and David Wallace, Administrator. Facebook units. First, American Legion Auxiliary Unit 273, Madeira Beach, Florida, Carol Williams, Administrator. Second place. goes to American Legion Auxiliary, Unit 233, Oak Grove, Kentucky, Jane McKnight, Administrator. Category 7B, Twitter. First place, Sons of American Legion Squadron 135, White Plains, New York, Ken Kraetzer, Administrator. Second place, American Legion District 22, Linda Vista, California, Chris Yates, Administrator. Third place, American Legion Horse, 4 Post 29, Marietta, Georgia, Russell Wood, Administrator. YouTube. People like to me and says, YouTube, what's YouTube? If you haven't been on it, you should be on it. Take a look at it. This guy lives on YouTube. Sons of American Legion Squadron 135, White Plains, New York. SAL Radio, Ken Kraetzer, Administrator. Our next category is podcast. This is coming by storm. It's starting to happen all over the place. We're starting to get some interesting inputs. First place went to American Legion Department of Virginia, the media cynic David Wallace. Second place, American Legion Department of Ohio, the Patriots podcast, Timothy Hollow, podcast administrator. Instagram, American Legion Post, 180, Vienna, Virginia, Jason Feinster, Administrator. Second place, Albert E. Schwab, Post 555, Midway City, California, Coco Estrada Jacina, Administrator. Third place, American Legion District 22, Linda Vista, California, Chris Yates, Category 8A, Visual Media Award. Judges told me they had a lot of photographs to look at. And pretty unique, they said. First place in photographs goes to the Honor Guard in Shadow, Herman Granados, American Legion Post 739 in Hill, California, Lupito Mazzolina. Who's here to receive an honor? Jim Quitter is going to take it on her behalf.
Big one.
Second place is the unattended ceremony, 16th District American Legion Department of Florida, Edward Lewis, photograph. Third place. I should have called him earlier because it's going to take a while to get here. USS Indianapolis Ship Bill, HUMP Program, American Legion Post 830, Indiana. Steve Wilson.
Absolutely.
It's actually some pretty good work. You know, there's a lot of American Legion posts around the states that are embedded within our prison systems, and that happened to be one of them. Did an extremely, very good job. Videography. First place, 16th District History, Department of Florida, Edward Lewis. Photography. Second place is Pearl Harbor Remembrance, American Legion Post 273, Madeira Beach, Florida. Anthony Barrows. I will just stay there too. Wreaths Across America, American Legion Post 273, Madeira Beach, Florida. Graphic Designs. Graphic Designs. First place goes to Veterans Day Patriotic Tribute, John Ellis, publisher. Second place, St. Patrick's Day Dinner, John Ellis, publisher. Stay right there. I think you're going to stay there too. Helmets for Heroes too, John Birkin, designer.
We do clean up.
Give a round of applause for all our work. I would be remiss if I didn't do this. Can I please have Pat report? Pat work? Come on, Pat. You gotta come on, Pat.
Gotta go up there, Pat.
Pat Work was the previous executive director and passed everything off to me, and it has been there to answer questions, be a mentor, chew my butt out, whatever it took to kind of keep me on track. Bottom line is he's been indispensable. He's been actually our assistant executive director, and all the folks didn't know it. He was also the treasurer because he's been maintaining that bank account up there where it's located up in Buffalo, New York. So, Patrick Ward, now Treasury Recognition and Appreciation for your noteworthy performance to Nelson. Signed myself, and thank you so much for what you've done for us, sir. During the term when things really got crazy, and a lot of stuff was placed upon me and a lot of activity was happening, I needed some serious help. According to the constitutional bylaws, now I was able to go in and request permission by the president to acquire whatever help I needed to get through the month. And the president authorized it. And I vetted several individuals, and I selected one to help me through the thick of it. And if I needed more, I would have brought him on board. And please have Claire Pond up here. She was assigned, I signed her as my chief of staff just because she was handling a variety of different events. And in recognition and appreciation of your noteworthy performance for assisting me as the executive director. Thank you.
in our newsletter. Nice.
You know, the job's not over until it's over, and I still keep on picking on everybody, keep on helping. Because, as we all know, it takes a team. It's not me, myself, and I. Last person here stepped in at an odd time to help us through this evolution. So I'd like Michael J. Patty, as our acting president, recognition and appreciation of your noteworthy performance and output. Thank you very much.
And at our earlier awards ceremony at the California Caucus, I was able to give out several of our awards for the local California Legion Press Association. But one I was remiss in passing out was Clara Pond. She won the Al Weinberger Award 2019 post under 250 members.
Yesterday we had a business meeting, and there was a lot of unique things that happened. Maybe worse than not, it was a different type of meeting. But regardless of what happened and how things that were said and done, we appreciate the input. We look forward to deciphering all this, and we'll get a message out soon to explain where we're going forward from here. There is a new president on deck, President-elect Kevin Harrington. Would you please come up and provide a few remarks, sir?
Good afternoon. Thank you to all those who helped set up this awards presentation and check in our guests. It's great to see so many people at the meeting yesterday, here today, and hello to our viewers on Facebook Live. Please meet a past president of the New York American Legion Press Association, the new First Lady of this association, my wife, Ann. This is a social event, sharing a meal and awarding the talents of many people. So just a few words about upcoming business. Our website will be updated with contact info of elected officers soon. A list of possible appointments will be published shortly, but don't wait for it. We all know at least some of what needs to be done. If you have the abilities, time, and willingness to work in concert for the betterment of the association, please contact me. And thank you to those who already have. A plan has been made to address the issues in the Constitution forthwith, but I won't go into any detail here. Please be patient. Congratulations to all the award recipients, and thanks to our members for your effort to support our association. We will move forward, be successful, and communicate effectively and often.
Did y'all have a good meal? Yes. I'm trying to get those folks to come in here and say, hey, accepted applause, but I think they're all hiding down the hall. But there was a team of 4 servers out here, plus their supervisor, if you will, or the boss. And I told them we were going to do it, and they all kind of got blushed on me or whatever and said, you don't have to do that. I said, but yeah, it's part of their job and we thank them. So if you see them out there in the hall or something, please acknowledge them. I again appreciate everybody coming out here. We have been having a live feed shoot, live Facebook feed shoot by SAL Radio. And Ken Kraetzer later can provide you information if you want it. Please see him. He'll be more than happy to pass on that. We also have live camera shots that are being done here by ProFly out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And it's a gentleman here that's representing the Sons of American Legion, and his name is Ryan Shane. Okay. So thank them as well for what they've done, and we're trying to do what you've asked: communicate, get the word out. These folks are available to make it happen. So thank you, gentlemen, for both for putting this out there. Okay, it's time to roll. Chaplain Wallace, would you please come forth and give us a benediction? And then while you're standing, please remain standing. So our Sergeant at Arms to recover the POWMIA.
Please uncover. May the strength of God sustain us. May the power of God preserve us. May the hand of God protect us. May the way of God direct us. And may the love of God go with us. Amen. Amen.
Recover. Sergeant at Arms.
Sir, would you do that, please?
Recover the POWMIA. With our colors in place, and salute. 3, 2. This concludes the 2019 awards luncheon. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the convention.